Okay, so we all know that all of us engineers, musicians, we have a plethora of plugins and software packages that are at our fingertips, things that we can buy, some things that we have bought that we use frequently, some things we don't use as frequently. But every now and then you run across a tool that seems to be extremely beneficial to you overall. And you feel like it adds a lot of value to what you're able to do or your workflow as it relates to your practicing, creating remixes, creating tracks, or just providing services to clients based on a need that could be there. Well, I ran across a company, and they have a software package, a software program called RipX. And that's what this video is about today. It's going to talk to you guys, it's going to be a little bit of an overview on the program, what it's about, what it does, and then I'm going to show you some little clips or some kind of overview showing you what the software looks like and what the different parts of it are for. But it's very interesting, and I've been working with it for a few months now, probably about 3 or 4, and I just keep thinking of different things that it could be utilized for, and they just keep improving the software. They've come out with probably 2 or 3 updates since I started using it, and they've been very interactive with me as far as the software and learning how to use it is concerned. So I just wanted to sit down today and get this video out to show you guys a little bit about the software and talk about things that I think it could be beneficial for. And then hopefully you guys see that too. It's not very expensive. They have several different versions or tiers that you can get as far as what you need. As far as the package is concerned, they have some bundles that include, I think there's 2 or maybe 3 different modules that are available to utilize that do different things. So we're going to focus on the RipX. There's a DeepCreate, and then there's the RipX, which is, I think RipX is the software, but there's 2 different modules within it that you can use there's 2 different modules within it that you can use to manipulate the audio in ways that you see fit. So if that's what you guys are here for, if you're here to learn about DeepCreate and RipX, this is the video for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Shoot me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you've tried this software, if you've tried other software packages that are like this and you want to compare them, do it down in the comments. Let's talk about it. I think this is a great one, and we're going to shoot and let you guys see it right now. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, this is the interface for the software. This is the main window here where most of the content that you will see from your audio files. This is where it will be located. Of course, you have your traditional toolbar across here with the different menus that you can select, and there's options within each one of them. Once you rip a song, like once you pull a song from your library, put it into the software, and begin to manipulate it, this is where the names of the songs are going to pop up. I have a few that I've done already. So that's what the names of them are here. Today we're going to be working with this song called Presence. It's by a friend of mine named Harold Way Jr. And I do have permission to utilize the audio for that song within this video. So that's the one that we're going to be showing today. I'm going to let you guys hear a little bit of it before we rip it, and or before I pull it up within the software, so you can kind of hear what it sounds like unmanipulated by RipX. All right, and so this is the rips section. It's going to keep up with, like I said, with all the rips, the songs that you've ripped. You can minimize that here. You can add a new song by pushing the plus button. I'm going to delete that so it won't take up any space. It doesn't need to be taken up. Just right click on the song and you can choose from any of these options here. You can rename the song, remove it from the list, or delete it. You can show in Finder where the files are located from, I guess where the song was ripped from. And you can also select all at once and then manipulate them as well. Remove them from the rips list or delete the selected rips. All right, so that's that. Then we also have this layer section. Now the layer section, you guys will see that once we start ripping the songs, this layer section will populate with what the algorithm in the software finds as a layer, meaning an instrument or a sound within the track, and it will populate it here, and it will also be color coded to let you guys know. So it may say a vocal, it may be yellow, and then once you look in this main window, every bit of information that you see that is yellow is referring to that track that corresponds with that color in the layer section. So we'll show that a little bit more in detail in a second. We can minimize that as well. Then you have the inputs, which are if you're going to record or send information into RipX. I have not really gotten very deep into this. This is not the primary use that I would utilize as far as the software is concerned, but this is the input sources, and it's going to find anything that is connected to your computer via USB or Thunderbolt. However you connect your various devices into your computer, this is how it will populate in this area here. The interactive help menu, anything that you select or scroll over, it gives you a tip of what that does, what it is, and how to use it. A quick tip just on screen, interactive. And so like you see, anything that I go over, the layers contains a list of all layers within the current rip. Click to open or close. Inputs, just like I just said, contains a list of all input audio and MIDI devices that you can record with. So anything within the software that I want to find out what it does, I can just drag over it with my mouse, and it gives me a quick tip right there under the interactive help menu. So that's really helpful for those that are trying to learn their way around the software. But if you don't want to see it, you can just minimize it, and now it's gone. Like I said, this is the main window where a lot of the information is going to populate, and not a lot of the information, all of the information from the song will populate in this window here. This side of the screen here is your tools that you can use to manipulate the audio. As you see, you have 6 options. There's a pitch option, there's a time option, a level option, a sound option, loops, and then presets. And each one of them, you can click the down arrow, and they have a list of tools within each category that you can utilize to manipulate the audio in crazy different ways that you can change and do various things with the audio via these tools on this right side of the screen. Time-based effects, being able to reverse the audio, warp them, fit to a certain amount of bars. I guess that would be useful for guys that are sampling or using doing remixes. If you want to fit a certain like you have a 5-bar loop and you want to turn it into a 4-bar loop, this will warp it. Warp being one of the terms that we've come to know from I think Ableton, where it can take audio and stretch it or shrink it to fit within a set time frame. So you have all your time-based tools under the time. Then you have the level, which is going to be like volume. There's a low pass, high pass. You can filter out the lows, filter out the highs to kind of clean the audio up or make it sound better. If you're trying to get rid of something, and people that do sampling and remixes, you guys will understand a lot more of how you could utilize this with ripped audio. If you're trying to get rid of a low end kick drum or something that's a part of a file, you can use one of the filters to get rid of that part of the audio to make it cleaner and easier to utilize within your workflow. Then you have sound. They have sounds, virtual instruments. That's a whole nother set of use for this program, is that you can create instruments based off of the sample rips that you pull from within your songs. It's just crazy what all they offer within this package. Again, then you have loops. They have preset loops and stuff in here that you can utilize for songs. Let's see if we click one. I don't have. They have a loop section. There's a loop section where there's loops and stuff in here. I have not utilized these either. My primary use for this software so far has been the ripping. I'm just showing you guys what the various tools are that are available. Okay, then you have fade in, fade outs, harmonies that you can automatically pull and put within a song. So if you have a vocal line, you can add this effect to it, and it creates a harmony of the vocal line. It creates a harmony of the vocal line right here within the software. Again, crazy amounts of manipulation that you can utilize just from within the software and the things that it offers. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it so you guys can see what this is. So I have already ripped the song that I'm going to use today, but I'm going to let you guys hear a small piece of it. Again, this is Presence by Harold Wade. This is in the gospel genre. It's the primary area that I work in. And so that's one of the things that pulled me to this software, because I thought this could be beneficial in the gospel community as it relates to us creating tracks, us creating backing tracks for us to sing or perform to, being able to pull out certain elements of a song and then add your own to remix the song, or just to perform to in itself. But, you know, of course, if you're performing to someone else's music, you got to get copyright permission or get permission to be able to utilize it, but it's still a great tool and use of this software. So anyway, I'm going to play this song by Harold Wade Jr. It's called Presence. I just wanted you guys to hear a piece of it, so once it's ripped, you know what to expect. Just a little electric piano to start off. I don't know if it's low. Should be pretty high for you. And his vocal comes in.
This place is familiar, like I've been here before. Feel so lost and confused. I wanna give up, walk out the door.
So this part are probably pretty easy for them to separate, because there's nothing really going on except for the vocal, a little reverb, electric piano, and some electric guitar.
Wish I could tell my story.
All right, I'm gonna skip forward a bit in the song. So when the drums come in, the drums are gonna come in right here. So you see now he's brought horns in, drums, bass. All right. Organ. All right, so that's that. And so as you see, the song started off really simple. He had some just vocal EP, some guitar stuff, lead guitar, but as the song progressed, it started to add various elements. He had horns, their bass guitar came in, the drums came in, even some background vocals and organ. So the software is going to take that file and it's going to separate that bounced track. Now, if you, just so you kind of understand this, if you could imagine if I was painting on a canvas with various colors, with you know, I made the sky blue, the grass green, the sun yellow, and I painted just some trees and stuff like that. You know, once it's painted and it's on the canvas, it is kind of glued together, and you can't separate it anymore once you start mixing stuff together. Well, it's the same thing with audio. Once we have bounced audio down from our DAW or our recording platform and put it into a stereo track, it's kind of glued together. So what this company has done with this software RipX, it has created an algorithm that listens to the music and then it separates everything into its own track. So it's not just going to be the blue sky combined with the paper, or combined with the yellow sun, or the yellow sun combined with the blue sky, or the trees that are up against the grass. It's not going to be together anymore, but it's going to all be separated. And so that's what this software is doing. So I'm going to take, this is the file Presence. I'm going to double click it and it's going to load this file into my session. And once this pops up, you're going to see all kinds of colors, just like I promised. Okay, so we're going to close this rips section I'm gonna open the layer section, but before I open the layer section, you see all of these colors that are in here. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit in this so you guys can really see. See the blues, the yellows, the greens, the reds, the whites. That stuff is all part of this audio file. So when I click on layers, as you see, it has now separated this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 categories. I have a voice category, piano category, guitar category, bass category, kick drum, drums, percussion, strings. So this is what this algorithm heard or decided that it was going to be best to list as far as these categories are concerned. Now, one thing I have seen is that it's always not 100% accurate. You know, sometimes on the piano track, and it's really like sometimes between the piano and the strings that it kind of gets things a little wonky at times. But I guess I can understand that as long as it has everything that sounds the same on one layer, you can go in and rename it. Like right here, I can tell you right now that this green strings one, just because I've utilized this already, this green strings track is actually the electric piano. And you see it's throughout the song, and it's showing you throughout the spectrum of the piano. Oh my gosh, the piano. I forgot to mention that. So this is crazy, but as these rips are happening, it actually shows you the notation by pitch, name, and where on the piano it will be. So if there's a piano chord or a piano note or a person singing a C, it's going to pop up right here on this line. If it's this C, it's going to pop up on this line in this window. If it's this C, it's going to pop up in this line. And it's been fairly accurate. And I know they have something coming later that's going to be even doper as far as that's concerned with this part of the feature. It's coming in an update. But you guys just be on the lookout for it. It's going to be crazy, I'm sure. But if you look at this, it notates the pitches of the waves and the audio that it's finding within the software, which is just crazy. But anyway, so if you look at this again, if I push voice, it's going to highlight all the yellow. So all of this is the vocal stuff that's going on in the song. So let's listen to what we have as a whole first, and then we'll start to split it up, and so you guys can hear what it sounds like isolated. So let's push play. Remember what you just heard. There's that electric piano again, and you can see it's starting to work its way. Go. Yeah, this is where it is right here. Yellow. And that's the vocal. Okay, so check this out. So if we go to this green one, like I told you, I know this is where the piano is. So if we push play, listen to this. It's going to have... And this is just the electric piano. And it's sitting here telling us the notes that the piano player is playing by chords. Look at this. I'm going to stop this. So some of your favorite keyboard players that you've heard play, you know, Mike Burrell, you know, got Jason White, people like that have played cool things that you can't figure out by ear. You could just take the audio and put it in the software, and now you can see exactly what these dudes are playing. And it's not MIDI, it's audio. So you can take audio. So somebody's playing the organ, whatever, a bass player, you know, you put that audio file in this software, and now you can visually see exactly what they were playing at that point in time. Insane. Great tool for us. It can make you lazy as far as your ear is concerned, but it's still a great tool, no matter how you look at it.
This place is familiar.
Okay, so let me solo this track now. Now, when that big hit happened, we heard all the other instruments. So I'm going to solo, because you can solo each one of the tracks. You can mute stuff in these layers. I'm not going to say tracks. I'm going to say layers, which is what they call it. I'm going to solo it so you can hear this electric piano by itself. Here comes that big hit. There was nothing in it that time except for the electric piano. and this is where the vocal would be. And so you can hear remnants of it just a little bit. All right, so let's go to the vocal track and let's listen at that exact same point.
I wanna give up, walk out the door. Seems like the cycle will never end. Wish I could tell my story.
So all of these little blips and stuff that you're seeing on screen, these are little parts of his audio file. And you could click on this, like check this out.
For my life. For my life.
And this is crazy. I mean, you can hear a little bit of artifacts, so it's not completely perfect, but you can manipulate the audio to clean it up some. And when me talking to them, you know, they said it really depends on the density of the mix. So the way the song is mixed, you know, people have different ways that they manipulate audio as far as their mixes are concerned. And I'm not really sure how this software works, how it does this. It's still kind of mind-boggling to me that it's able to separate it, not only separate it, but identify it as a specific instrument. And then it recognizes pitches as well. So like I said, people that are into sampling, like the Kanye West type of sampling where you take old songs and pull out parts of it, something like this could be completely invaluable. I mean, just crazy as far as what you're able to do with audio. Take a old song from the 60s or 70s, and you know, you like the bass line, you like the drum line, the beat, you like the keys part, or even just a vocal sample, and you're able to pull it out, isolate it with nothing else attached to it, and just use that one small piece of audio. That just this is wild. So I'm gonna, like, you can highlight several pieces and then push play.
See me going through and not moving my soul. So
all right, so you see it's blinking, so that's the audio that is being looked at that moment. Let's see, I thought I could stretch it out, make it a little bigger. All right, so I'm gonna do this section here. Let's see what this sounds like. All right, so like I was telling you guys about these pitches, look at this, about the pitches section. Make this small again. So look at this note here. For my life. For my life. For my life. So let's say he's like, okay, that note was wrong. Can we move it? Oh boy. Crazy. Yo, that's wild when you really think about it. So you can use this also as a pitch, or if you need to put that vocal sample in a different key to make it fit the song that you're trying to use it for. Yo, this is really crazy. This is really crazy. I'm just sitting here thinking, and I've been utilizing this software for a few months as far as trying to get ready to do this video, just to make sure I was familiar with the parts that I use and the things that I wanted to talk about in this video. And it's just still mind-blowing to me when you really think about what all is here. So that's the vocal. So let's go to the piano track. So this is one of the things that I can tell you about that that hopefully, you know, gets better over time. So this is the piano, and you see that that's the red track. It correlates with the color, just like I said at the earlier part of the video. So let's go to where most of the red starts, and let's listen to what it has. Let's see what it has for piano. Okay. I'm not sure what. Maybe organ. Yep. So let's put that with the string, which is actually the electric piano. So as you see, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. But you can, depending on how intently you want to do this, you can go in and remove the stuff that you don't want in there. You can like check this out. I'm gonna mute the piano again and go back to the electric piano. And it's highlighted right now. Let's listen. All right, so check this out. So let's say that I'm like this right here. I don't want this in here anymore. So you can just double click on it and you can cut it and copy it, duplicate it, and split it at a certain point if you want to break the audio thing up, just like we split in our DAWs. Yeah, everything that you see right here, or you could just highlight it and push delete. Now it's gone. So now that let's listen to that chord. Put it back in there. Listen to the whole thing. You can just go in and be like, no, I don't like that note. I don't like that note. Oh, be like, no, I played that chord wrong. Let's put this note here. Let's see. See that? So yeah, and it can get as crazy or as simple as you need it to be, as you want it to be, and it's all here for you to utilize. And so once you're done with whatever you want to do with the tracks, you can bounce them just like we would do in our DAW. So you're going to go to export, and it's going to give you some options. You're going to give it a name to name the file. You're going to select a folder to save it to, just like you were bouncing in Logic or Pro Tools or anything else. The file format that you'd like to select, wave, same as the source material. You can do a mono or a stereo file. You can select the sample rate here that you want to export it as. What to export? Are we going to select the entire thing? Are we going to select a section? Are we going to select a loop, which is a small section of a song? And then the type of files to create, are we creating a single file that's bounced with all of this together? Just like we would bounce it from Logic. We could bounce it all together as another single file song with our corrections or whatnot, or corrections or manipulations, I'd rather say. We can make separate stems, which is going to make a separate file just like this, just like if we were bouncing individual tracks within Pro Tools or Logic. And then separate layers, which is kind of the same thing. I can't remember the exact difference between, let's see, stems. Creates a folder of given file name and saves separate files for each stem group assigned by the audio layer. So you can, I guess, create groups, stem groups by the audible layers. The stem group for a layer can be selected from the layers panel menu. So let's see. The stem group. Okay, so what that means, okay, that's right. All right, so you can put, like, if I want to put bass and kick and drums in one stem group, so I would just put drums. Bass in that one, not bass, put kick drum in it, put drums in it, kick drum and drums, and then percussion and drums. That's a stem group. Vocals, or let's say this piano, which was organ, we're going to make that or other, and then the strings, we're going to put that as other. So it's kind of already got the stem groups arranged in a smart way. See what's when you bounce it as a separate stem groups, it's going to take the groups and bounce them individually. So it'll put all the drums together and all of the piano and the strings together. Since the piano, if I put the piano and strings in one group, since it was organ and EP, you could put that in one group and then bounce it as a group, or you can separate each layer. Now what that does is it takes each one of the separate layers and bounces it as an individual track, just like we were bouncing individual tracks within Pro Tools, Logic, or whatever your DAW of choice is. So single file creates all of the audible layers. So any layer that's not muted, or if it's soloed, those will be the ones that are selected. If nothing is soloed, you know what that means. So if nothing is soloed, if nothing is muted, then it's like everything is soloed, everything has been played. So when it says audible, so if you have some of them muted and some of them soloed, then the ones that are audible, the soloed ones will be the ones that will pop up in this single file track. None of the muted ones. If nothing is muted, then everything will pop in. Okay. The separate stems will separate them in groups based on how you select the groups, or the default way the groups are done. And then separate layers is the traditional way of bouncing individual tracks. And then you push export, and then it takes a little bit of time and it pops the track out, and bam, you got your manipulated audio. So guys, this has been a 33-minute video, and I just really wanted to kind of detail what I see as far as the software is concerned. This is not my final video. I just wanted to get an overview one done, and we're going to step through some specific things in a later video. But I wanted to go ahead and get this posted. I think this is incredible software. I think it has a lot of potential. Once they're able to clean up the rips, I have had some rips that I've done that weren't clean as far as how it picked the audio. There's like a lot of artifacts. When I say pick the audio, as far as how it ripped the audio, there's like a lot of artifacts and stuff like that, but it all depends on the way it's mixed. But I also didn't take a lot of time to try to clean it up. So depending on to what extent you want to go in and, utilize these tools that are on the right, you can clean the audio up as much to your liking as you need to. Between that and then going and deleting little blips and stuff like this, these type of things that may or may not be useful to your audio file. These little bitty squeaks and clicks over time, add up to create, making it sound like there's like a lot of artifacts and stuff in the music. So, and then also using the filters, if you got a microphone, you can utilize a filter to pull off like I could have pulled a lot of that, the low end vocal stuff out that I didn't want. That might have been in another track versus this one, but you can utilize the filters to further clean up and separate the tracks and pull out the things that you want to be pulled out and keep the things that you want kept. So this is the first video on this software. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you like this software, please leave me comments down in the comment section and let me know what you like about it. If you don't like it, let me know what you don't like about it. If there's something you'd like to see change, put that down in the comments too, and let's talk about it. Like I said, these guys are very responsive as far as helping figure out the software and helping you to understand what it's supposed to do, how it's supposed to work, and they're constantly updating it. So they're looking to improve the software. So again, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Be ready to check out the next one. It's coming soon. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Bye.